One of my first videos I released on this channel was a tutorial about how to set up a mail server on Linux in just about 10 minutes. And this video is still running on my channel, and although it has a really terrible quality, it's still my most viewed video on the channel with about 50,000 views, which is completely crazy. But it also shows me that a lot of you guys are searching for running a self-hosted mail server on Linux and want to know how to do that. But well, I thought I should address it somehow, because I recently switched from my own self-hosted mail server solution with mailcow to a software as a service product which is called Microsoft 365. So in this video let's talk about what were the reasons why I made this switch and whether it makes sense to run your self-hosted mail server and in which cases you probably should not do it. Hey everyone, this is Christian and I create tutorials and content for IT professionals. So if you want to learn more about Linux, DevOps, programming and cybersecurity, then please don't forget to hit the like button and of course subscribe to the channel. And if you start searching for some resources and tutorials on how to set up your own mail server on Linux, you will quickly find out that mail servers are quite complex. And this is because a mail server is not a single application that you can just download and run on your server. In fact, a mail server consists of many different services, applications and protocols that all need to work perfectly together to give you a fully fledged mail server experience. And yeah, that alone is probably a good reason why a lot of people should not run their own self-hosted mail servers. But I believe as IT professionals, if we have some basic understanding about DNS records and how to set up and maintain Linux servers, you can definitely do this. There's nothing wrong with running a self-hosted mail server. Don't let anybody tell you it should be too complex. In fact, I've made a tutorial on how to set up a mail server with Docker, Docker Compose and mailcow in just about 10 minutes on Linux. So although this video has a really terrible quality, you can still watch it and follow it along. If you really want to know how to set up your own self-hosted mail server, then I've put your link in the description down below. Check it out. So yeah, I believe the technical hurdles are probably not the biggest reason why you should not try to run your self-hosted mail server. Anyone can learn anything. But there are still some implications that always come along with self-hosting and a lot of good reasons why you should consider not doing this. And for me personally, this was a major reason why I stopped using the self-hosted mail server and switched to a SaaS product with Microsoft 365. And this is when you're doing self-hosting, you're fully responsible for all the uptime and for the infrastructure and for maintaining and monitoring your server. Because you cannot just set up a mail server and just assume this is running forever. You need to consistently monitor your server if it is running out of storage, if there are any hardware problems that can occur, if you have a power outage or your internet connection goes down, or there are other problems with your operating system. And for me, email is really a business critical feature. Once I started to run my YouTube channel, I also wanted to have my own domain, thedigitalife.com, where I am hosting my websites and also want to receive emails from any partner companies, business inquiries, or sometimes I also do some freelancing work. And therefore I cannot really afford to lose any email. Email is really business critical to me. And I didn't just want to maintain my own server anymore because it was just consuming too much time. And I would just like to spend this time more on projects that I can make more money with than just invest this time into troubleshooting issues on my servers or maintaining this stuff. But you're not just responsible for all the technical problems and maintaining and monitoring the server, you're also responsible for the whole security concept of your server. And you really need to ask yourself this question: are you able to provide the same level of security as compared to a SaaS product, where there is a dedicated team of security architects doing manual threat hunting, powered by machine learning algorithms and enterprise security products? Well, probably you cannot. So instead of running my own self-hosted solution, I just decided to pay like $5 a month to Microsoft and let these guys do everything. But when we talk about providers like Microsoft and Google, isn't there a really big problem with data control and privacy? Well, I would say it really depends, because if you're using Microsoft 365, for example, you get an Exchange server that is running in the cloud. And you can configure this server, you can set up policies, security rules, and connect all your external domains to this server, and you get a little bit of control over this server and how to set up this. But of course, you don't get the overall control of running a mail server. You don't get the control over the infrastructure and where the data is stored. Of course, with a self-hosted mail server, you have all your emails stored on your infrastructure and they are not stored in the cloud. But once you send out an email, you don't really know what's happening with this email once it left your server. You don't even know if all the connections between your email client and the recipient email clients are encrypted and secured. You also don't know where these emails are stored and processed on the recipient side once you've sent out this mail. So therefore, I believe there's just one viable option for secure and private email communication, and this is end-to-end encryption with PGP. So because there are so many unknown components and unpredictable things that are involved into email communication that are out of your control anyway, I believe it is not really a good argument to say your emails are just secured and private because you're running a self-hosted mail server. By the way, if you're interested in a more privacy-focused provider, I can strongly recommend Proton Mail to you. This is a Swiss company that probably respects your privacy even a little bit more than big companies like Microsoft or Google, so this is also a good alternative option you can definitely use. But there's still one big reason why I believe running a self-hosted mail server can make a lot of sense. And this is because the learning aspect is just amazing and incredible. So this is also the reason why I really don't regret running my self-hosted mail solution with mailcow for quite some time, because I learned so much from this project. This got me started with Docker Compose, and make use of all these amazing technologies. And yeah, this is really a cool solution. You can learn so much from setting up a mail server as an IT professional. And yeah, because every company is using email, this is a valuable skill that you can teach yourself. So if you just learn about DNS records, how MX records are working, how SPF, how DKIM, how DMARC is working, and all this stuff, and learn about basic protocols like IMAP, SMTP, and maybe take a look at how to protect a self-hosted mail server, you can learn so many cool things. And therefore I think it can make a lot of sense to run a self-hosted mail server, maybe for a proof of concept or for a testing environment. So seriously, this probably is the biggest argument for self-hosting, because the learning aspect is just amazing. So let's do a little recap here, guys. What is my general advice to you? Should you go and run your self-hosted mail server, or should you not do it? Well, I hope I gave you enough information to make that decision on your own, because I believe it really depends. So if you are someone who is interested in learning about how mail servers work, and if you want to take the burden of troubleshooting issues or setting up all this stuff, then just go and run a self-hosted mail server with mailcow. There's no reason why you should not do it. But if mail is really business critical to you and you don't want to spend time troubleshooting any problems, you just need an operational server all the time, then I believe running a self-hosted mail server is just taking too much time and too much effort compared to what you need to pay for a good SaaS product. And that's it. So just go, make your thoughts and make your decision, and please let me know in the comments, which email solution are you using? Are you using an email provider, or are you running your own self-hosted mail server solution? It would be really interesting for me to know. And yeah, if you want to see more tutorials and content for IT professionals, and if you enjoyed and liked this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. It always helps my channel grow, and of course subscribe. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and you could learn something, and yeah, take care everyone, I hope I'll see you soon. Bye bye.